Hey, folks, welcome to Horror Mike's Sunday Nooner. This is going to be a very special edition. I don't know why, but I just thought I'd say that. We're coming in here with hey, we've got a couple of people on board already. Daniel Sweet coming in. Hi, Horror Mike. My niece took me to see Terrifier 2. First third is dull, gross murder scenes, but it picked up speed after that. Hope Leon acquires some self discipline. 2 hours and 18 minutes. Good Lord. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's incredibly long for a horror film. Kind of interesting, and we'll get to that in a second. Jacob says, Horror Mike, yes. Hey, man, how's it going? Michael Dodd is on the scene. Hey, Mike, how are you doing, Michael Dodd? And what you just watched was the trailer to Horror Anthology Movie Volume 1. Now, the 1,000 copies of Horror Anthology Movie on DVD have been sold out. But I am happy to say that it is now on Amazon Prime Video for rent for a measly $1.99. And this is 2 hours long, folks. It is a 2 hour horror anthology film with 6 segments on it, 3 of which I directed. 3 were directed by other filmmakers, and it is 2 hours in length. No wraparound. Okay, it's all complete segments only, no filler. So there you go, horror anthology movie. See link in the description for the Amazon rental. And let's see who else we've got. Some other people coming in. Meyer Greenblatt says, "Hey, what's up, Mike and chat?" Jacob says, "Meyer, hello, Meyer." Michael Dodd, indeed. And so today we're going to take a look at a couple of things. As a matter of fact, Michael Dodd had recommended another channel that you guys, I think, will find quite interesting. It's the Kino Cult channel, and we're going to pull that up in a second. But first, I wanted to show you something on the Tubi channel. Now, this is something I missed. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but it's one hell of a film. If you have not seen The Raven, this one right here, 2012, The Raven. If you like Edgar Allan Poe, you've got to see this film. John Cusack stars as Poe in what I would call the best screen performance of Poe I've ever seen in my life, or performance, stage or screen, doesn't really matter. But this 2012 film is very interesting because it gets into some of Poe's stories. Okay, so here's the premise. A young Baltimore detective joins forces with Edgar Allan Poe to stop a madman from committing horrific murders inspired by the writer's own works. And so that's basically the setup, right? And of course, at first, some of the police believe that Poe is behind these murders himself because of course the murders reflect the various scenarios in his film, I mean in his stories, like the pit and the pendulum and so forth. I believe the black cat. So it's excellent, man. If you get a chance to watch it's on Tubi. The Raven, John Cusack, and I believe one of his greatest performances personally. It's just, man, you've got Brendan Gleeson, Alice Eve, Luke Evans in this. It is just an exceptional film. And I plan on watching it again. I've seen it like 5 times. I just discovered it was on Tubi. So this is, I think it's something they just added as well, so highly recommended. You guys should really check out The Raven. It's really quite good. But moving along, let's go to Kino Cult. Oh shit! I almost screwed that up. Here we go. Let's move on to the Kino Cult page. Now, this is kinocult.com, folks. And so when you when you land on the page, immediately you're watching a movie because that's how they do it. That's how they roll at Kino Cult. We're currently watching the Asfix, and they have them listed here. So the next one they're going to play is The Oldest Profession. And then after that, The House of Mortal Sin, all day and all night. And of course, you can watch whatever films you want at any time. Now, for instance, they have recently added, and once again, these are some of these now Tubi doesn't have. So, it's kind of a mix. Some they do have, some they don't have. And some of these look quite interesting. Now, Savage Dawn uh, from 1985. It's got an interesting. Okay, stop. Okay, there we go. Interesting cast. Now, this is 1985. All right. And it's one of those classics where it's the residents of a small border town find themselves under siege by a vicious biker gang who get their kicks from unfettered brutality. And starring Lance Henriksen, George Kennedy, Karen Black, Richard Lynch, pardon me, and William Forsythe. A great, freaking awesome cast, guys. I would highly recommend. I'm definitely going to check out Savage Dawn. This just, it's one of those things. Also, uh, interestingly enough, the musical score is by Pino Donaggio, who also did the score, for example, for Brian De Palma's Dress to Kill. And he did quite a few. I think he did a couple for Argento. I mean, he was, all over the Italian cinema scene as a composer for quite a while. Now, there's also Hell Riders. Don't know about that one. Bloodthirst, The Thirsty Dead. They've got a couple of Argento films. Now, I think these are also in Tubi, so, it's one of those things. Phenomena, of course, with the vivacious Jennifer Connelly in there. And I think one of Argento's greatest films, Tenebrae. Highly recommended. It's really great. So as you can see, they have quite a list. Now, Don't Go in the Woods. I'm afraid that yes, I have gone in the woods several times in my life. And I never got killed, but I was able to relieve myself. So there's one thing about that. Don't go in the woods. The Executioner. Pardon me. Still got that cold, still fighting that damn thing. Uh yeah, they've got Angel and Avenging Angel. Oh yes, the follow-up. Vampiros Lesbos. Of course, which I believe is that guy. Yeah, Jess Franco. Jess Franco film. Uh so as you can see, they've got quite a few in the recently added section here. In Search of Bigfoot, Mamba, Zulu Dawn, folks, Zulu Dawn. Then they have a whole thing of Jean Rollin, or Rollin, the French filmmaker who did a lot of, well, let's just say, uh, titillating vampire movies. And a few other films like Zombie Lake, But yeah, a lot of flesh, a whole lot of flesh in Jean Rollin's films. Fascination is one I recall. I haven't seen it in years, but it's Bridget LaHaye or LaHaye. Oh God, please. Bridget LaHaye's Jean Rollin directing. Bridget LaHaye was also a porn star of the primarily, I think, of the 1970s and 80s. So she ended up in a few of his films. You have Cult Italian Style. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, folks. The Italian Connection, Il Demonio. Okay, interesting. Black Magic Rites, Hatchet for the Honeymoon, folks. The Sinful Nuns. Now, good Lord, we can only imagine. I have not seen that. I don't know. Now, The Night of the Devils is a film of note. Um, oh, geez. Once again, okay. This one, 1972. A nameless mentally ill man is found wandering in the woods, his mind lost in fever dreams of gruesome sexual imagery. After being admitted to a psychiatric hospital, the man flashes back to his nightmarish encounter with a backwoods family whose dynasty holds a centuries old curse. What follows is a night of unrelenting horror. I'm gonna have to watch that again. I could have sworn I saw that film. So that's cult Italian style. Pretty cool. Pardon me. God bless. Jess Franco. Jess Franco's Strange Obsessions. That's what they call the lineup here. Let's see what we got here. Michael Dodd, the Zombie Lake with the underwater crotch shots. Yes, indeed. Oh yes. Good God, Zombie Lake. I mean, good Lord. So you got Jess Franco coming in. You got Jess Franco's Killer Barbies. Hilarious. Dr. Orloff calling Dr. Orloff. Dr. Orloff's monster right there. That's one that freaked me out as a kid. The guy with the buggy eyes that would, he was going around abducting the women and stuff. That was just kind of a really freakish uh, film that tripped me out when I was a kid, man. The Demons, Jess Franco Neurosis, daughter of Dracula, female vampire. Well, you can see where that's going. And then from the art house. Now this is God, Seven Beauties is. Oh, I keep on. Oh no, it's Linda Wertmuller. Oh come on, man. There we go. But famous, yeah, nominated for Academy Awards, indeed. Seven Beauties, 1975. Get back down to this here. Dogtooth, I've seen this. Pretty disturbing and weird film. Yeah, I don't know if you're into that kind of thing. It's well done, but pretty grim film. Loki's I have never heard of. A manuscript of Professor Wittenbach. You guys familiar with this one? Loki's. Hold on. Based on the 1869 Gothic novel by Prosper Mérimée, Loki's concerns a pastor who visits a remote corner of the 19th century Lithuania where folk customs still have a hold on the population. There he finds himself the guest of a strange family consisting of a sadistic count and his mad mother, who, legend has it, was raped by a bear. The count himself reputed to be the product of this bestial assault. Okay. Well, there we go with that. Loki's A Manual of Professor Wittenbach, based on the 1869 Gothic novel. All right, I'm watching this one. That's going up on. I mean, anytime somebody they bring up something that's based on an older, I mean, especially unknown Gothic novel of the 19th century, I've got to see what that's all about. So that really sounds quite interesting and bizarre. Let's go back down here. Uh, well, there's the Iran. I think this is an Iranian film. The girl walks home alone at night. I have not seen it. Iranian vampire film. Hard to be a god. Boy, was I bored silly with that film. It just talk about a plotting film. I Just couldn't really get into it. The Act of Killing. This is another Werner Herzog. I think this is a documentary. Nope. Maybe he produced it. I don't know. It says Joshua Oppenheimer is the director of this. But interesting film. A documentary which challenges former Indonesian death squad leaders to reenact their mass killings in whichever cinematic genres they wish, including classic Hollywood crime scenarios and lavish musical numbers. Really bizarre, folks. That is an odd one, to say the least. See what else they got, Well, a field in England. I get, man, I suppose you could call that art house. It's Ben Wheatley. I think it's a great film. I suppose. I mean, it is kind of weird. It's art house in the sense. I mean, it's kind of like art house in the sense that the lighthouse you might consider is art house. I mean, it's just they take certain cinematic liberties, but it's a great horror film, man. And it's historical, type of thing. Amid the Civil War in 17th century England, a group of deserters flee from battle through an overgrown field. Captured by an alchemist, the men are forced to help him search to find a hidden treasure that he believes is buried in the field. So it's really genius in the sense that, yeah, beyond the, of course, the uniforms, period piece uniforms of the day, it's just a field. Basically, that's the entire film. So it's a period piece, but it's one of the most low budget ideas for a film, and it really works. It works really well. I love A Field in England. I'm gonna have to watch that one again. Oh yeah, there's the Asphyx. So he's got the creature in there. Great looking cinematography on the Asphyx. Pretty interesting creature too. Let's go back here for a second. Michael Dodd says Night of the Devils is good. Another version of the Verdelach segment from Baba's Black Sabbath. Yeah, yeah. God, I love Black Sabbath. It's a great Baba film. Go Away says a grim film indeed. Fester Fink on the scene. Hello. Hello, friends. Girl Walks Home Alone is really good. I'm gonna have to watch that, Fester Fink. I have not seen it, but it's on Kino Cult, and I plan on watching it. Horror Mike equals fun. Well, thank you, Go Away. I try. I try my best. As a matter of fact, a lot of people say I'm very trying. So that's something. Michael Dodd says Loki's is in Severin's folk horror box set. It's pretty good. Wow. Folk horror box set. I'm going to have to check that out. That sounds intriguing. Now, I told you guys about that. Let me know in the chat that incredible folk horror documentary that is currently on Kanopy. It may be on other channels. I'm gonna have to bring it up now that we're talking about it. Fester Fink says, "Do they have Inside?" I have not seen that on here yet. They may though. Michael Taylor of Bot and Costello Meets Frankenstein was on Svengoolie. Oh, Svengoolie. Yes, indeed. He's one of our great living horror hosts, I would definitely say. Uh, let's take a look now. I just want to bring up something here on Kanopy for a second, guys. No, come on. Jeez. Oh, now I've got to log back in. Good Lord. All right. Folk horror. There it is. Woohoo. All right. We're going to leave Kino for a second and go to this. Woodlands, Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched, a history of folk horror. This is on Kanopy, and it may be on some other platforms, guys, but you gotta see this documentary. It is fantastic. Explores the folk horror phenomenon and its culturally specific manifestations in international horror from its first wave in the 1970s to today. It is 3 hours and 12 minutes. They get into it heavy duty. Let's see if we can watch the trailer. I'm just going to see if this is going to work for us. It's free on. Unfortunately, the damned for some reason it happens to me that YouTube will not play the video when I'm on StreamYard. It's really weird. Let's take a look here. Um, Fester Fink says, "Nice. I need to see this documentary. It is fantastic. It is on Kanopy. It's free on Kanopy. You can look for it. It may be on Tubi. I don't know." Meyer Greenblatt says, "Okay, this looks interesting. It is. It's a great documentary." Michael Dodd, Severin's folk box set is called Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched. It has the doc. Yes, indeed. Well, there you go. You can also get the Severn folk horror box set. It's on there, apparently, according to Michael Dodd. Meyer clapping. Okay, that's Fester Fink. I think we lost sound. We've got it back. It's back. It looks like it's Amazon Prime. Well, it's on Kanopy free. You can just go to canopy.com. This place right here, Kanopy. If you got a library card, just connect your library card with your, library card number to Kanopy and you watch these commercial free. You get 8 credits a month. They get all kinds of first run films, a ton of stuff, no commercials. So you can watch this film if you want. It's 3 hours and 12 minutes. Highly recommended. Just go to canopy.com, with your library card. Michael Dodd says the folk horror box set is actually called All the Haunts Be Ours. Oh, I see. Okay. Michael Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there somebody before Sven that he took over for? That's possible. I don't. I thought he took over for Sven. Wasn't there another Sven that died, and then this guy took over for Sven? I believe that's the case. Now there may have been somebody before him, But as I recall, there was an older Svengoolie. Somebody may correct me if I'm wrong there. Meyer Greenblatt on. Okay. Meyer says, okay, never heard of Kanopy, checking it out. It's worth it. Look, it's one thing about it, folks, is that yes, you might say, oh, you only get 8 movies a month. That's kind of cheap. Well, I mean, it's free in the first place. All you have to do is have a library card. And so you put your library card, number in there. As long as your library is connected to Kanopy, usually they are. From what I understand, most libraries have a connection with Kanopy.com. So once you input your number, then you become a free member of Kanopy, and they give you 8 credits a month, and you can watch any films you want commercial free. This is the key. It's unlike Tubi, it is commercial free. So you're just watching the movie, and it's great, man. Great deal. I like it. They get a lot of interesting films, you know. Um, Never heard of Canopy. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, you guys should definitely check it out because it's free. It's a great service. They get films that you definitely, I can guarantee you will be interested in. Once you check out their catalog, it's a decent catalog. Okay, it's not as good as Tubi. As a matter of fact, nothing is as good as Tubi. So, you can't really compare them. But Canopy's got a decent selection. Go away. The current guy is son of Svengoolie. Yeah, you see, that's what I thought. Technically, he's son of Svengoolie, isn't he? Because Svengoolie passed away. That's kind of my understanding of it. Good Stuff says, "What's up? What's up? Good stuff. Good Lord, man." So in any case, we're taking a look at or we kind of sidetracked a little bit to Woodlands Dark and Days Bewitched, which is a 3 hour plus documentary on folk horror, and man, it is great. Highly recommended. Oh, here we go. Michael Dodd. Jerry G. Bishop was the original Svengoolie. He passed a few years ago. The current Svengoolie is Rich Kaz. Right. So there you go. He did replace the original Svengoolie, as I thought. So, in any case, let's get back to Kino Cult. I just wanted to show you that thing, that great documentary on Kanopy. It may even be on here. Let's take a look. Uh, Folk horror. That's how I found it with the other one. It may be in here. Oh no, no, it just comes up. It comes up with Il Demonio on Kino. I wonder about um, Tubi. Let's take a quick gander at Tubi. Folk horror. Oh, why do I keep saying fold? Weird. See what they got. Well, they have folk horror movies, I guess. The Mark of the Bell Witch. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. Yeah, here's some folk horror stuff. I'm interested in the eerie fairy tales. That's interesting. The Strawn House, based on a true story. Hmm. The Black Belly of the Tarantula. Of course, that's kind of I believe, yeah, it's a giallo type of film. Loose, the flower of evil. Yep. Okay, let's see something. Woodlands. They do not. Tubi does not currently have that documentary. They do have a very interesting film you may want to check out though, called Wither. It's a 2013. It's a foreign film, and it's kind of a a variation of Evil Dead. When Ida and Alvin meet their friends for a holiday in the woodlands, they have no idea that evil awaits them underneath the floorboards. The one thing about the film is that the makeup effects are great, and it's a pretty well done film. Okay, that's all I got to say about that. Born Dead 2021. I don't know about that. Who knows? I don't know. But in any case, I digress. Sorry about that. It's not on Tubi. You're going to have to uh, check out the scene on Kino Cult. So let's get back to the Kino Cult offering, shall we? Where were we? Yeah, we were art exploitation. Yeah, art exploitation. I saw this film Cub. I don't know. It was just kind of boring. Dead Dicks is on Tubi. I've got that in the queue. It looked interesting. Vanishing Waves is from several years ago. Science fiction, kind of with some kind of a erotic angle to it. The Dead Ones. High School is Hell. Interesting. Oh, they got Wither on there. Hilarious. German Angst, of course. See what else they got. Hidden in the Woods. That's pretty disturbing. The original. Killbillies. Now that was pretty hardcore, as I recall. Killbillies. Good lord. Observance was interesting. Very low budget. The Devil Lives Here. Found that kind of entertaining. Taste of Phobia. Huh. I don't know about that. We're getting to some interesting stuff here. We're about to hit the 70s, 80s flashback, folks. Let's take a look here. Michael Taylor. Oh, yes, you're right, Mike. Okay. Fester Fink's Ghoulish Emporium says, Mike, are you subscribed to Arrow Channel? No. I'll have to check out Arrow Channel. That's great, man. It's like Tubi, like ad based, I'm assuming. Michael, right? Michael, I think you're right. I think I heard that. Okay. And so let's take a look here at the 70s and 80s flashback. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Threads. There was a film, a kind of grim post nuclear war film from the United States called The Day After that came out. Threads was in and around that same time. It's a British film. It's definitely more grim. It's darker. Uh, yeah. I don't know. The timing might not be good for watching this film. It's pretty freaking grim. Yeah, but it's great. It's really well done. Threads, highly recommended. The Changeling, George C. Scott, great ghost film. I love this film. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's well done. Well done ghost film with kind of minimal effects, I would say. The Point animated film. I think Nielsen did some stuff. Yeah, Ringo Starr's in this. Buddy Foster, Joan Gerber, Bill Martin. Director Fred Wolf. Yeah, weird. Yeah, that's right. Featuring music by Harry Nielsen. 1971, The Point. Of course, I Spit on Your Grave. You know, The Visitor. That was kind of weird and interesting. Here's one. Stunt Rock. Death Wish at 120 decibels. Let's take a look at it, shall we? Stunt Rock, the ultimate rush. It's just starting right in on it. Stunt Rock, part documentary, part rock film. and all kinds of crazy. Stunt Rock is a feature length ode to fearless Australian stuntman Grant Page. Ah, who was a stuntman for the Mad Max films, Road Games, and The Gods of Egypt. Real life stuntman Grant Page travels to Los Angeles to work on a television series, and in his spare time lends his expertise to his cousin's rock band Sorcery, helping them develop pyrotechnic magic tricks for their stage shows, all the while finding himself in a budding romance with reporter Lois Wills. What? Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this one, folks. Just what? That sounds really weird and kind of interesting, actually. So that's that. Rawhead Rex. Have you guys seen this one? Rawhead Rex, based upon a Clive Barker story. Oh, with screenplay by Clive Barker too. Huh. It's entertaining. That's about all I'm going to say about it. It's entertaining. Uh, you know, I mean, the demon Rawhead Rex, he looks great sometimes, and then sometimes he looks really goofy. I don't know what you guys, if you guys have seen that film, but let's see here. Fester Fink says all of Arrow's releases, and they have Vinegar Syndrome collections as well. Very cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. That's the Arrow channel. Very cool. Yeah, me and my Arrow. Yep, that was the point. You're absolutely correct, Meyer. That I think that was the big hit from that. Michael Taylor says, arguably the greatest horror host lived in my building. Zachary, of course. Zachary's really great. Michael Dodd, the Flesh and Blood show from Pete Walker, has Luan Peters in her glorious nakedness. Woohoo! Well, let's go on back here. Let's take a little look at that, shall we? Yes, there we go. The Flesh and Blood show, folks, as Michael Dodd was just mentioning, billed as an appalling amalgam of carnage and carnality, folks. Pete Walker's The Flesh and Blood show is an homage to the blood splattered, sex smeared theater known as the Grand Guignol. Holy Toledo. God, this is another film that I have not seen, but this is looking good. I gotta. This is one I gotta check out. Thanks for that tip off, Michael Dodd. The Flesh and Blood show. Jeez Louise, man. Yeah, it also it sounds vaguely familiar. Maybe I have seen it. A stage production of the Grand Guignol. I don't know. There's the House of Whipcord, Frightmare, Babylon, right there. Classic. Joan Collins in The Stud. And Joan Collins in The Bitch. Okay. That's what I'm talking about right there. Star Slammer. Untamed, uncaged, unleashed. Oh, sorry. Shit. Hold on. Sorry, guys. There we go. Star Slammer. This one looks really hilarious. Hold on. I just gotta go in there. I don't know what the hell this is. Newly remastered in HD, untamed, uncaged, unleashed in space. 1986. What? Holy, so she's got leeches or something. Alien leeches on her. Little robot. Let's pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. Ah, putting more leeches on her. No, this does look rather.
Hold your horses. Torture Style B is now over.
Oh God, I knew that little robot had a very annoying voice. You just knew it, right? However, that being said, okay, Star Slammer. I think I'm gonna check that out. Let's go. Let's go. I knew the 70s and 80s flashback would be the best section. I mean, check this out. Now, you got The Wanderers. It's a great period piece, 1950s going into the 60s type of thing because it's the change, from doo-wop going into like the whatever rock Beatles era there, pop rock. But then you have Straight to Hell, Alex Cox film. Folks, if you haven't seen Straight to Hell, you haven't lived or something like that. This is so great. It is a 1987 film starring Joe Strummer, yes, Courtney Love, believe it or not, Dick Rude, Jim Jarmusch, Cy Richardson, Dennis Hopper, and Grace Jones. Okay, not only that, but it's got members of the Pogues in this in this film from Alex Cox, of course, who directed Repo Man. Okay, and Sid and Nancy as well. This is apparently the director's cut of the 1987 cult classic. Oh, fantastic! I cannot wait to watch. This is going to be good. Straight to Hell, folks. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, yeah. We got that. Oh my God. All right, Mod Love, huh? Now let's see what we got here. Uh, Meyer Greenblatt says Rawhead Rex is fun. Yes, indeed, it is. It is fun. I mean, I think it's entertaining. It works, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the creature is great. Sometimes he's really goofy. It's just one of those things. Fester Fink, perfect description of Rawhead. Lol. It's entertaining. It is entertaining. That's exactly it, and that's really all. That's kind of what you want. Daniel Sweet is on the scene. Demons is my favorite Italian horror. So gross and sort of makes sense. Yeah, I like Demons and Demons 2. Electric Boogaloo, which was the follow up. No, it's just Demons 2. But both of those, Demons and Demons 2, are really, once again, highly entertaining, great effects. They work on a weird level, Italian greatness in there, weirdness and greatness of the Italian 80s scene, as it were. Fester Fink, Kino had all sorts of great stuff. I need to get it. Yeah, just go to kinocult.com, my friend. It's all free. Kinocult.com. And you can watch all these. It's, of course, it's ad based like Tubi, so you'll be subjected to some ads. Michael Taylor, the Joan Collins, indeed, that is the Joan Collins. Michael Dodd, Virgin Witch is another fun skin fest masquerading as a horror flick. Oh, weren't there a lot of those? Oh my God, man, take a look here. Meyer says, I have so much to watch and so much to read. I hope that I don't get Henry Bemis. Oh, good Lord. You have all the time in the world, Meyer. Yeah. Yeah, it's true, man. It's like, there are a lot. Tubi, just as we saw on Friday night, as I was showing you guys on Tubi, they just dumped another just buttload of films that, half of which I will probably never end up watching. But I try. I try to sneak them in when I can. Daniel Sweet, Straight to Hell, a great spaghetti western tribute. Yeah, exactly. It is just, with a, I don't know, a punk rock aesthetic to a western type of thing. It's really cool. I love it, man. And the Pogues being in it. I believe Elvis Costello is in it as well. So it's a great flick. Michael Taylor, remember hilarious House of Frightenstein. Huh. Yeah, that's an I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Michael Dodd says, "Good point, Meyer. Unfortunately, we may be closer to Bemis time than we think." Yeah, we might be. Uh, and yeah, people may want to avoid Threads. Okay, I wouldn't watch that film right now. Daniel Sweet, Rawhead Rex is spooky as long as the camera isn't pointing down his throat. Yes, indeed. Good Lord. Um, so now they have a section called Mod Love, Modern Love, with the Marquis de Sade's an adaptation of the Marquis de Sade's Justine. I don't know. I don't think I've seen that. I may have to watch it just for academic purposes. Uh, the Stewardesses. Now I'm pretty sure I've seen that one. School for Sex, Permissive, Zeta One, folks. Zeta One. Let's see what Zeta One. Oh my God! Look at that. Great lighting. Did you see that lighting? Let's see if I can. Oh my God. Hilarious. Wow. Man, the quality of the whatever they maybe this is remastered. It just looks like the quality is fantastic. You know? I don't know if you guys can or see. Oh, let me hide this for here. There we go. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to hide the comments. But in any case, this is Zeta 1 1969. Jeez Louise, what a great print or a great remastering. British super spy comedy with a pop art aesthetic. Oh God, Zeta 1 is the kind of psychedelic, sexy thriller that inspired the Austin Powers series. Okay, it's definitely one I'm going to watch. The quality of this looks fantastic. I must say, man. It just good lord, they must have gotten a hold of one the negative or something. You know what I'm saying? That looks freaking great. Zeta One. Daniel Sweet says Alex Cox is a spaghetti western expert. Yes, absolutely. Well, I mean, man, you gotta see Repo Man. If nobody's seen Repo Man's one of the great. You might call it punk rock flicks of all time. It's just so good. Oh, let's see. Michael Dodd says Zeta One has Hammer Hottie Ute Stensgaard in the buff. Yes, that's even further more of an attraction. I'm definitely going to watch that. Yep, Mike. Yeah, got to watch it for Stensgaard. Yes, yes, yes. I am definitely on that one, guys. That is going to be. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. Daniel Sweet says, "What was the title of the Stewardess '70s movie filmed in 3D?" Hmm. Anybody in our studio audience know what that one is? That's a 3D stewardess film. Man, that's kind of a new one on me, man. I wonder if it's in here. Let's go back here. Now they have the stewardesses. Let's go further in. The au pair girls. Woo! So getting a little cheeky right there with that. The sex thief. Oh my God. The oldest profession. Trans Europe Express. That's interesting. Le Mortal. I Need a Ride to California. The Queen. London in the Raw. Primitive London. Oh my God. Okay, now I think we may be getting somewhere here, folks. 1964, the world's greatest city laid bare. London in the Raw, a salacious documentary that tours the strip clubs and underground dives of the still swinging city. Oh, great. This looks awesome. London in the Raw, folks. Okay. I mean, it looks hilarious. What I'm saying. Let's take a look here. There was one more too at the very end there. There it is. Primitive London. What the hell is this? 1965 Primitive London. It looks like a punk rock flick. Hilarious. Let's go into it a little bit. Oh yes, that's good. Primitive London. Oh yes. Wow. The quality of where are they getting these negative prints to remaster? I mean, the quality is really exceptional. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but oh god, there may be like 20 minutes of people talking at a party or something. Okay, then it gets into hats. Ooh, ooh, I see something of entertainment value. Oh yes, cheeky. Primitive London, 1965, folks. I think that this one you may find entertaining through all the debauchery and aimlessness in primitive London. In primitive London, you can discover a pre-permissive Britain still trying to move on from the post-war depression of the 1950s. Well, yeah, that's moving on from the depression, all right. Swing, swing on that. Um, let's move on to the classics, shall we? Ooh, yes, indeed. Oh, they've got some good classics. Okay, first Daniel Susan. What was the title of that stewardess 1970s movie filmed in 3D? You have saw it 100 years ago. The stewardess was in 3D. I think it was. I think Daniel Suit. What you're thinking is Doctor Tongue's 3D House of Stewardesses. Okay, I don't know if you ever saw that one. That was SCTV, of course, when they Doctor Tongue had the various 3D films, which are really hilarious. And one of them, of course, was the Dr. Tongue's 3D House of Stewardesses. But yeah, I think Michael Dodd is correct. The Stewardess in 3D from 1969. Fester Fink says the Stewardesses is the 3D film. Just looked it up. Okay. We've got a confirmation on that. Michael Taylor, hilarious House of Frightenstein was a show in the mid 70s that was hosted by Vincent Price. It's on YouTube. I think I saw something on that on YouTube actually. Michael Dodd, oops, I meant stewardesses, not stewardess singular. Okay. That's it, Dodd. You're right. Okay. He's correct. Daniel Sweet. Thanks, Fester and Michael. I was hoping my mind wasn't completely gone. Fester Fink, anytime, Daniel, we won't let you go crazy. Meyer, Guy Caballero, best station manager ever, of course, with Edith Prickly, always giving him hell. I just love that show. SCTV, one of the greatest comedy shows ever on television. Just, I think it smoked Saturday Night Live for, I mean, let's put it this way Saturday Night Live started off great. Well, you know how it went, it was uneven. SCTV just kicked butt year after year, as many years as it was on. Dr. Tongue, absolutely. Um, Fester Fink, now you gotta show this Dr. Tongue trailer. Yeah, that would be really hilarious. Let's take a look. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can bring it up. I don't know, man. They may just smack me again. Dr. Tongue. 3D House of Stewardesses. Well, it's showing up. Oh, here we go. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's see what happens.
Count Floyd here, reminding you to stay tuned to Monster Chiller Horror Theater this Saturday night, when we'll be presenting a 3D classic, Dr. Tongue's 3D House of Stewardesses. It's going to be a scary film, but you know you can't watch this film unless you have your special 3D glasses. That's right. You got to send $18 to me, Count Floyd, and be sure to throw in $3 for postage and handling, because I handle these things myself and send them out. So be sure to send that money in, get your 3D glasses, and then you can watch this Saturday night's Monster Chiller Horror Theater. Now let's take a look at some thrilling 3D scenes from that movie.
Yes. My experiment is almost complete. All I need now is the human body for my operation. And then my name will go alongside some of the greatest scientists in history. Bruno! Move it! Bruno! Go out and find me a human body. Yes, to think. They laughed at me. Oh, yes, they all laughed at me. They laughed at me in Budapest. They laughed at me in Prague.
They laughed at you in Buffalo, too.
Shut up, Bruno. What are you looking at? The yellow pages. You can't find anything there. Bruno! Oh, bring me back the human body. Bruno, what's that? Who could that be? Go see who it is. Meanwhile, I'll finish my brandy.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Lily. I'm a stewardess with International Airlines.
Oh.
These are my fellow stewardesses on International Flight 507. This is Tina, Zhuzha, and Ava. And our flight has been canceled, and our car broke down. Do you think we could stay over for the night?
Why, yes. Yes, of course. Bruno, take their coats. Come on, hurry up, Bruno. Now, Bruno, take their blouses and skirts. Hurry up, Bruno. Rip and tear, Bruno, rip and tear. Oh, yes, Bruno. Never mind the best. Rip and tear. Ooh, ooh, ah.
Oh, boy, that's scary stuff, isn't it? Well, it's not really that scary, but did you get a good look at those chicks? I'll tell you, I don't normally do this, but let's see some more of that great film, Dr. Tongue's 3D House of Stewardesses. Come on, boys, show another section. Quick. Come on, roll that film.
Well, Bruno, it worked. I turned those stewardesses into zombies. Now they'll obey our every command. The only problem is I think the experiment worked too well.
Would you like another screwdriver, Doctor?
No, we've got a lot here. We don't need it.
Why don't we leave these ones with you in case you feel like one later?
Yes, of course.
Shall I get you another pillow?
No. Okay, all right. Give me another pillow.
May I have your attention, please?
Yes.
There are
Bruno,
four
wake up,
main
come
exits to the mansion. 2 in the front and 2 in the back. En français, il y en a 2 en avant et 2 en arrière.
Whoa, boy. Count Floyd's glasses are a little fogged up. Well, that's some film, is it? You be sure to watch this Saturday night. Oh, boy, those babes. They don't make movies like that anymore. You know, those 1950 babes with the good-looking... Anyway, it's Dr. Tom's 3D House of Stewardesses. Be sure to send away for your glasses, because you can't see them coming right out at you. The monsters and everything. This week on Monster Chiller Horror Theater.
Dodge City.
Yeah, there we go. Well, that's it's not bad to look at right there. We're looking at God. It's still the Asphyx, apparently. Good Lord. Okay, let's see what we got here. I know we've gotten a lot of things here. Meyer, that's so freaking good. Yeah, Dr. Tongue's 3D House of Stewardesses, and Catherine O'Hara there, just totally 3D, if you know what I mean. Those stewardesses were really hot. Were just great payoff. $18 3D glasses. Yes, a bargain. Michael Dodd, Fester Fink, Eugene Levy, SCT was TV was the best. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it, man. Michael Taylor, Dark Shadows was the greatest soap opera. Was a great soap opera. Michael Dodd, friggin' great. Yeah, absolutely. Classic SCT TV, Apex Comics on the scene. Hello, Apex. Meyer Greenblatt says, do any of you remember a show called Cell Block H? Not ringing a bell. I cannot read that, Apex. I don't know if you guys get this, but inside StreamYard, it doesn't show the icons or the little emojis or whatever. It just shows little rectangular blocks. Daniel Sweet says Michael Taylor, Dark Shadows is a big favorite. Yeah, okay. Michael Dodd, wow, those stewardesses are pretty 3D too. Yes, they are. They really, really paid off with that. Hilarious. Oh my God. All the stuff, all of Count Floyd's stuff is just fantastic. I mean, it is really great. Michael Taylor, yeah, Daniel Dark Shadows, the greatest soap opera, in my opinion. Apex Comics, Count Floyd, indeed. He was just yet another awesome character, Hey, Apex. House of Frightenstein had humor like that. Apex Comics agreed, Michael Taylor. And I don't know what the hell. I think this is apparently this is supposed to be the Asphyx, but maybe it's the oldest profession. I don't know. It looks like something else, but it's not bad though. Yeah, it's not bad. They're showing there's some hot babes. I don't know what the hell it is. Look at this guy. Oh my God. It's okay. It's got to be a comedy. I bet you this is the oldest profession. I would imagine. Yeah, okay. In any case, let's get back to this, folks. We got the classics. Now, this is another section of Kino Cult. The Devil Strikes at Night. Victor and Victoria, of course. There's a classic. Scarlet Street, Suspense, Boris Karloff in The Ape, Stanley Kubrick's Fear and Desire, Bela Lugosi, of course, The Devil Bat. Mercy, The Mummy Mumbled. Okay, it's a new one on me. White Zombie. Woohoo! Phantom of the Opera. This is the original 1925. Phantom of the Opera, the silent film with Lon Chaney Sr. Fantastic, of course. Highly recommended. The Flesh and the Fiends. Boy, it's been a long time since I've seen that one, but it's ringing a bell. With Peter Cushing, of course. Night Tide with Dennis Hopper. That's a weird one. I haven't seen it in years, but as I recall, it was quite interesting. The Asphyx, of course, we were watching a little bit of that earlier. Nosferatu, the silent classic with Max Schreck. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, folks. Right here. It's here. Ape, of course. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Beware the Blob is on here. Astro Zombies, folks. I just always love this poster. The Astro Zombies poster is so great. Metropolis, Blood Beast Terror, of course. Let me see if I can. I don't think this is going to work, but no, it's not. I thought it would give me a larger image on the poster, but that's about the size of it right there. Crime and Suspense, of course. You got a little bit of Charles Bronson in there. Violent City. Boy, I haven't seen a lot of these, man. I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu. That's I think the last, like, God, maybe the fourth in the series or fifth film in the series. I don't know how many of those damn things they had to make. Miami Connection, The Unwanted, Headshot, Deadly Virtues. Black Gravel. I love this. The art here on that is fantastic. Jeez Louise. That is great. See what we got here. Oh, here we go. Meyer says Cell Block H was a British girls in prison serial drama shown in the Bay Area late night 70s. It's great. It's on YouTube. Wow. So I'm gonna have to catch that. I don't think I've ever seen that. Michael Taylor says hi Apex. Barbarella. Okay. Apex Comics. Apex. Hey Michael. Okay. Apex says play Boris Karloff's Targets ad. Okay. Fester Fink. Okay. Michael Dodd, The Flesh and the Fiends is really good with Peter Cushing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I saw that film, but it I don't know. I'm not sure. Meyer says Cell Block H used to come on late after SCTV, like 1 a.m. Apex says, I love the Blob. Yeah, the original Blob with Steve McQueen. I love it. I think the remake, the 80s remake, was great as well. And a few of those weird Blob, not, like sequels or whatever, like, Son of Blob, Beware of the Blob, were entertaining in a weird way. I don't know. There's a bit of comedy going on with those. Daniel Sweet says The Flesh and the Fiends is a great Burke and Hare movie. Hey, okay. Makes a great double bill with the Doctor and the Devils. Okay, gotcha, Daniel Sweet. Michael Taylor, that Nosferatu commission that Charlton 66 showed on Four Color Fossils was great. Yeah, man, great art on that. That was fantastic. Apex Comics. two Blob movies from 1958, Steve McQueen and Beware of the Blob 1968, Robert Walker, indeed. Yeah, one of those, maybe it was Son of Blob that Larry Hagman is in it, and I thought he directed it too. Some weird connection with Larry Hagman, believe it or not, of I Dream of Jeannie fame. To I think it was Son of Blob. It was either Son of Blob or Beware of the Blob, one of the two. But in any case, back to this fabulous Kino lineup here, and yeah, as you can see, guys, KinoCult.com. It looks great, man. They got just a fantastic lineup. Crime and suspense, as we were just looking at, golden age exploitation, folks, narcotic, marijuana, weed with roots in hell. Now, I thought that was marijuana devil weed with roots in hell, but I may be mistaken. Of course, the classic reefer madness. And of course, she should have said no on that. Burlesque as you like it. Oh my God. What's wrong, Joan? Mom and Dad. I don't know what's going on with that. Sex madness. Okay. A little. Oh my God, we're getting a little spicy here. How to Take a Bath. That's actually a film. How to Take a Bath. Good Lord. The expose of the nudist racket. Right there, and that's a racket. Okay. How to undress. Well, all right. Well, I guess they're instructional, so that kind of makes it pretty legit. Unashamed, right here. Elysia. Test tube babies. Warning. Okay, what? What? We got to go see this. Okay, test tube babies. Oh yes. Oh, this is too good. Let's take a little gander at some test tube babies here. Oh, come on now. Well, I need to see some action. In Test Tube Babies, Kathy and George seem like the perfect post-war American couple, but a medical deficiency deprives them of the children that will complete their happy home. Okay, they pay a visit to a fertility specialist portrayed by deadpan exploitation legend Timothy Farrell, who proposes an unorthodox solution to their problems. What the living what? Look at that action right there. I mean, where's that? That's what I want to know. Shit. Oh, fart. Okay. So there's test tube babies. I don't know what to say, guys. That is pretty insane, actually. Looks pretty nuts. Let's take a look here. Meyer says, love the blob. We used to play the blob. My cousin under a twister mat moving slowly towards you across the carpet. Okay. Chow Handy's on the scene. He says, I need to see some action. Don't we all, Mike? Don't we all? And indeed, I hope I've showed you guys some sufficient, well, or at least reasonable action. Chow Handy, you came in a little late. You missed the exciting video from Dr. Tongue's 3D House of Stewardesses. And I think everybody will agree. Now, that was some hilarious and kind of spicy stuff. Catherine O'Hara, uh, bringing out the big guns, as it were, in that. And I think that was just really fantastic. So, indeed, guys, to sum up here, what we've looked at today, of course, we're currently looking at kinocult.com, which is great. It looks great. I think you're going to find some excellent stuff on that. Just go to kinocult.com. Obviously, Kanopy.com is fantastic. Hopefully that you will, if you got a library card, you can hook that up and watch films on Kanopy.com. And as always, Tubi. Tubi is just has just a great selection. Michael Taylor says the show in the 90s called Monsters was good. Yeah, that was a Romero production. And I believe that was right after whatever the hell that was, Tales from the Dark Side, right? And then he did Monsters. Pretty amusing stuff, actually. Chow Handy, I'm always late for the party. Yes. Well, that it just happens that way sometimes, man. Good Lord. Daniel Sweet, see you guys next week. Keep your pimp hands strong. Michael Dodd, yep, those SCDV TV chicks delivered the goods. Yes, they did. Michael Dodd. Well, folks, that pretty much wraps our show up for today. I'm kind of thinking I may start doing like a Friday night, early night show every week as well, which is just going to be about what the new stuff that's on Kanopy and Tubi and maybe Kino Cult. So just a rundown of stuff. So, people know what's up, for the weekend for, viewing, and so forth. And then of course, continue with the Sunday nooner show. I think that might be the best way to go with that, because since they released the films on Friday, probably a better idea to be on top of it. Do it Friday so that people know what they want to watch Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Okay, well that sounds good show, Mike. Okay, well thank you, Michael Dodd, and great idea, Mike. Yep. Okay, thanks, Meyer. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Thanks, Mike. Had a blast. Thank you, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And so yeah, let's just say until next Friday, probably 7 p.m., 8 p.m., right in there. I'll put up the thing on it beforehand, but I think that's what we're gonna do. A little sneak preview of the weekend's potential entertainment, but of course, there's a ton of it right now. Geez, if I get through a few of them this week already, I'll be doing pretty good. Now with the Kino Cult additional stuff. Thanks, Michael Dodd. Good God, you just added like a billion films I have to see now. But they look great though. Test tube babies. I still cannot believe this one. It's hilarious. Uh, Michael Dodd. See you guys. Yep. All right. See you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. Rest of the weekend. As little of it as there is. But I'll see you guys next Friday. Take care.